kneeling, whatever you prefer to do. Turn the palms up and close your eyes. So as usual, we begin our yoga practice just bringing our focus inwards, meaning not completely detaching from everything around us, but just letting everything be while we focus more on ourselves, our breath, how we're feeling physically, mentally. So just focus in on your body to start with, your physical body, and notice any aches or pains, any stiffness in any joints, any areas of the body that you've noticed in the last few days that have been causing any kind of problems, or you're noticing certain parts of the body more than normal. And just be aware of those areas right now and through your yoga practice this morning. So making sure you are working with your body rather than against it. And bring your awareness to your breath. Just simply breathing in and out. And notice again if the breath is flowing smoothly, if there's any congestion anywhere. If you're taking shallow breaths, or if the breath is deep and long. Become aware of any thoughts and emotions. Soften all the muscles in your body. Your legs, feet, lower body feeling heavy as it sinks into your mat or your floor. And your upper body gently lengthening upwards, keeping the shoulders relaxed. So we're going to take 10 full breaths now. You can choose to bring one hand on the belly, one hand onto the chest if you like, or keep them where they were. So as you breathe in through the nose, feel the belly expand, and then the chest. And slowly breathe out through the nose, feeling the chest deflate and the belly pulling in to the lower spine. So gentle squeezing of your abdominal muscles there. And then inhaling. Exhaling. So continue for a few more rounds, trying to fill the lungs, really expanding in the upper body, keeping the shoulders relaxed and pulled back gently. Breathe into your back as well and the side ribs. And on the exhalation, squeezing every bit of breath and air out of the lungs. So breathing out for as long as you can. And as you continue to practice this, try to pause at the top and bottom. I mean, there is a natural pause anyway. And see if you can just hold it a little bit longer at the top of the inhalation and the end of the exhalation without any straining. So perhaps start counting 4 as you breathe in and up to 4 as you breathe out. And also also perhaps counting up to 4 as you hold the breath at either end. So continue for 3 more rounds. If you are counting, slow the count down. See if you can count a little bit more slowly. And then release your hands back onto your legs. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Hold it here. And big sigh to release. And then bring your chin to your collarbone. And make a big circle with your head. Take it slowly, and along the way, if there's any stiffness in the neck, just stay there for a moment, moving around gently, easing out that tension, and just continue around until you find another part that needs a bit more attention. And once you've gone round one way, go the other way. And come back to the center. On the next inhalation, let's bring the arms over the head. And as we exhale, place the right hand on the floor and come into a side stretch. Inhale, come back to the center. And exhale the other way. And inhale. Let's come into a twist towards our right. So bring the left hand on the right leg and right hand behind you to twist yourself around. And as you breathe in, float back to the center. And breathe out the other way. And come back to the center. Stretch up. Have a sense of lifting up through the heart. And as you exhale, keep the heart open, shoulders back to lengthen the spine. So make sure the sitting bones are still on your mat. Shoulders away from the ears. And lengthen through the back of the neck. Feel the spine lengthening, elongating. And perhaps walk the hands forwards, just keeping that length. And take another couple of deep breaths. Again, perhaps counting your counts of 4. So draw yourself back to the breath. And at any time you feel your mind wandering, use that counting technique to draw it back in. And then you're going to engage your abdominal muscles to lift your arms, come back up, and exhale to bring the hands to the heart center. Okay, so we'll come onto all fours now. Spread the fingers, shoulders over wrists, tuck the toes under, and engage your abdominal muscles. Okay, so you're pulling the belly gently into the spine, and keep the back of the neck long. Let's just move our bodies freely. Move your shoulders, move your hips, your neck, loosening up. And then come back into your neutral position. And we'll do a few rounds of cat-cow flow. So inhale and open, lift the sitting bones. Exhale to round the body. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. So if possible, close your eyes and just feel your spine flowing backwards and forwards and up and down. Exhale. Inhale. And on the next exhalation, round the body and take the hips all the way back to the heels. Uncurl your toes, sit back on your heels. And just stay here with your arms where they are. Just relax your arms. And take 3 deep breaths. So if you need a little pause through the session today, just come into this child's pose and breathe. And on the next inhalation, we're going to round the spine to come up with the chin into the collarbone. And as we inhale, we'll lift the sitting bones, look forwards. And as we exhale, we're going to place the chest between the hands on the floor, keep the belly off the floor, place the chin on the mat, tuck the elbows in, shoulders away from the ears, into caterpillar. And just press into the hands, move the hips from side to side. And then on the next inhalation, we're going to release the belly onto the floor, feet together, and come into a baby cobra. So the hands are not active, they're just resting on the mat, but we're pushing down into our pubic bone to feel the lower back muscles really kicking in and working. Keep the back of the neck in line with the rest of the spine. With each inhalation, perhaps feel yourself coming up a little bit more. Try not to use the hands, you can take them off the floor if you like. And on the next exhalation, release, so bring the hands under the shoulders again, spreading the fingers. Forehead on the mat. Tuck the toes under and push into the hands to come onto all fours. And exhale, lifting the knees off the mat, come into downward facing dog. So take the feet hip width apart, bend the legs, press into the hands, particularly into the base of the fingers and thumbs, and lift your hips as high as you can. Sending your belly towards your thighs. And on the next exhalation, press your right heel to the mat. towards the mat. Don't overstretch the legs, just keep lifting the sitting bones, lengthening the upper body. And inhale, release, and then the left leg. Exhale, and inhale, release. Exhale, stretch both legs. Feel the backs of the legs stretching. And then we're going to walk the feet one at a time, ball of the foot to the heel, slowly to the front of the mat, until the fingers and toes are level. Bend the knees and rest forwards, grabbing your elbows, and just gently rock from side to side a couple of times just to feel your whole back releasing and letting go. Deep breath out to really relax and release here. Feel the shoulders and the elbows and the head really heavy, being drawn down by gravity. And perhaps with each inhalation, gently lifting the hips a little bit higher. Feel the body starting, the weight of the body starting to move onto the front of the feet a little bit more. Change the crossing of your arms. And then release the arms, come into a ball. Just rest here for a moment, just resting on your thighs. And then we're going to carefully uncurl, so feel the legs straightening up first, and then your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, shoulders rolling back, palms to face the front, head coming up last. So before we start our sun salutation, just check your feet are in line. The outer edges of the feet are in line with the sides of your mat and with each other. Lift all your toes, spread them as wide as you can, and then place them back on the mat. Press down into the balls of the feet and into your heels, so really grounding through the feet. And just lengthen the tail towards your mat. Open out through the front of you. Roll the shoulders back and have that sense of openness, and try to keep that in all your yoga poses. This is a mountain pose, so standing tall and strong. Okay, so let's begin with a nice slow round. So as we inhale, we take the arms over the head. And as we breathe out, we lift our heart and take the arms wide, opening up. Inhale to straighten back up again, bringing the palms together. And as we exhale, bend the legs and fold the body forwards, all the way down, and then release the arms. On the next in-breath, straighten the legs and bring the hands onto the front of the legs, roll the shoulders back to lengthen the spine. And as we exhale, keep the legs, you can bend the legs if you need to, but you're going to place the fingers in line with the toes and melt the body forwards. So legs bent or straight, whatever works for you. Inhale and step to the back of the mat with your right foot. Drop the hips and look forwards into your lunge. And hold the breath here, plant the hands firmly on the mat, step back into a plank. Breathe out here, knees, chest and chin. And inhale back into your cobra pose, and you can press into the hands if you like this time to come up higher. And exhale onto your knees, tuck the toes under, all the way into downward facing dog, and just walk up and down with the heels here before we continue, just stretching out the legs. Now we're going to inhale, our right leg up in the air behind us. Look forwards and let the shoulders travel over the wrists. Plant the right foot in between the hands. And if you need to help yourself, just use your right hand to shuffle the foot forwards. Drop the hips, come onto the fingers, drop the hips and look forwards. And then exhale, left foot forwards, melt the body down. Inhale, drop the hips, sweep the arms by the ears so we're in a chair, and come all the way up, opening, and exhale to the heart center. Good. So let's do the left side. Inhale, arms wide. Exhale, open. Inhale, come up again, palms together. And exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, straight legs, halfway lift. Exhale, fingers in line with the toes. Release the shoulders, head. Inhale, look forwards, left foot to the back of the mat, drop the hips into a lunge. And hold the breath, step back into your plank. Exhale, knees, chest and chin. Inhale, press into the hands, into cobra. Keep the hips on the floor. Elbows tucked into the body and bent. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk on the spot. Take another breath here. And then inhale, lift your left leg in the air. Look forwards and swing the foot in between the hands. Drop the hips. Look forwards. Exhale, the right foot forwards. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale to the heart center. So we'll do another couple of rounds, just moving a little bit more quickly, not too fast. Inhale. Exhale, open. Moving with the breath. So inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. You might be able to keep your fingers on the floor. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, right foot back. Hold the breath into plank. Exhale, caterpillar. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right leg lifting and foot in between the hands. Exhale, left foot to follow. Inhale, stretch forwards and up. Exhale to the heart center. And the left side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, folding. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, releasing forwards. Inhale, left foot to the back. Right foot. And exhale, knees, chest and chin. Inhale, opening into cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifting. Look forwards and foot in between the hands. Exhale, right foot. Inhale, stretch forwards and up. Exhale, heart center. So we're going to do one more round with some variations this time. Inhale and open. Exhale, reaching up through the heart. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, right foot to the back. Hold a breath, step back into plank. So you can choose to stick with the caterpillar and cobra, or bend your arms, bringing your body close to the mat, so it's moving forwards on the toes slightly, pressing into the hands and rolling into upward facing dog. So just the hands and feet are on the floor. And from here, we press into the hands and roll ourselves back into downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifting and foot in between the hands. Exhale, left foot to follow. Inhale, forwards and up. Exhale to the heart center. And the left side, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left foot. Right foot, and choose your variation. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left foot. And exhale, right foot. Inhale, bend the legs, sweep the arms forwards, and come up halfway into a chair pose. And as you exhale, see if you can sit a little bit deeper, pressing the whole part of your feet. Lengthen your tailbone down, and just lift your eyes, not your head so much, just your eyes to that space between your hands, or keep your eyes closed. So just hold it here for a little bit longer. If you need to, you can go, well, it's quite good practice to actually go back to counting the breaths, to keep your mind focused. If your knees hurt, then come out of the pose, maybe go back in again. Good. And on the next inhalation, come back up. Stay there. Bring the palms together, and we're going to come back into chair. Take a deep breath in, and as we exhale, we'll twist to the right and bring your left elbow just outside your right thigh. Turn your fingers to point towards your face. Now you can stay there, or you can open your arms wide, reaching the lower hand to the floor, reaching up with the top arm, stretching up, twisting the body even more. And then inhale, come back to the center. Let's straighten the legs for a moment. Come onto your toes. And then bring the heels to the floor, bend the legs, twist the other way, and then bring the elbow outside your thigh, just touching the thigh there. Lift your top elbow, turn the prayer to your face. And just look at your knees. You might find that your right knee, if you're twisting to the left, your right knee has gone more forwards. Try to keep the knees level with each other and just twisting the upper body. And then inhale, come back to the center, come onto your toes. And release the heels and stand in stand in this pose with the palms together, thumbs resting against the chest. And find your breath again, counting the breath. So come back to the front of your mats. And as we inhale, let's take the arms over the head. And as we exhale, take them wide, bend the legs, and bring the fingers in line with the toes. Release the head. As we breathe in, let's step back with our right foot and drop the knee to the mat. Release the toes, so pressing into the mat with the top of the right foot there. Engage both feet and inhale, bring the arms wide. Interlock the last 3 fingers and lift and open through the front of the body, and as you exhale, drop the hips forwards and down. And be careful of the knee. You can always roll your mat to make padding for your knee. Or grab a cushion, whatever you've got. Just make sure that you're comfortable, you're not in any pain. Holding it here. Reaching up through the front. Good. And then release. Bring your hands onto your front thigh and just place them there, or if you like you can gently push the hands away from you, feeling more of a stretch in the top of the right leg there. And then release. Bring your hand, shuffle the left foot across to the left and bring your hands inside the left foot there and hold it here. If you like, you could tuck the back toes under, bringing that knee off the mat, push that heel away from you and keep the legs straight. And then perhaps take that knee nice and wide, the left knee, the left foot opening onto its side, and come onto your forearms, making a prayer. And then roll the foot back onto the mat, the left foot, the whole of the foot's on the mat now. Bring your right arm parallel to the short edge of the mat, so your shoulder is over the elbow, and inhale and lift your left arm in the air. So you can choose to keep the back knee on the mat or off the mat. But now place it on the mat, if it's off, lift the back foot and try to grab the foot with your left hand. And if you can't grab it, just reach towards it. And turn and look over your left shoulder. Close your eyes and breathe. Find your breath again. And release. Bring the hands back on the mat. And shuffle the foot back to the center. Keep the hands where they are as you pull the hips back, toes coming off the floor to straighten that front leg. And then walk the hands back towards you and sit back on your back heel. You can keep the toes tucked under or release the foot, whatever feels more comfortable for you. Sit up nice and tall. If it's really uncomfortable, you can grab a block or cushion and place it underneath your left side. Foot is active. Inhale, and let's exhale, walk the hands towards your foot and just release. And then slowly come back up again. Place the hands on the floor and lift that back knee off the mat and place the whole of the back foot on the floor at an angle, so kind of a 45-degree angle there, so as if it's pointing towards 2 o'clock. Front leg is bent, press into both feet to come into your warrior one. So the hips are facing the front. The front knee is over the ankle. And the whole of the back leg is straight. Good. Now we're going to interlock the fingers behind our back. Inhale, lift and open, pulling the arms away from the body. And as we exhale, let's bring our body onto the left thigh and the arms float over the head. That's variation one. If you want to go further, really press down into your back foot as well, just as much, and bring the body inside the leg, trying to work your nose towards the floor. So you should feel the outer edge of that right foot on the floor. Keep pressing firmly into the mat. And carefully come all the way back up again, bringing the arms by the ears. Now we're going to bring the weight onto that left foot as we take a step forwards and bring that right knee as high as possible. But keep your eyes steady in this balance. Breathing here. And on the next exhalation, perhaps take the arms wide or by your ears, reaching into warrior three, balance pose. Back leg is straight, hips are squared. And then bend your left leg to bring the feet back together again. And just open into a gentle back bend. And as you inhale, come back to the center. And exhale, the hands to the heart. So just take a few breaths here again. Thumbs resting against the chest. Eyes closed. Just notice how you feel. Feel the energy pumping around the body. Count your breaths to steady the mind. And then we'll do the other side. So on the next inhalation, bring the arms over the head. And as we exhale, float the arms down, out to the side, coming forwards. Inhale, step back with your left foot, back of the mat, bring the knee on the mat, and release the toes. On the next inhalation, bring the arms by the ears, interlock the fingers, try to interlock them the other way. Press into both feet and open here. And as you exhale, sink the hips. And then release the arms and place them on top of that front thigh, interlocking them, or one hand on top of the other. Stay here or push the hands away from you. And then release the hands inside the foot, shuffling the right foot across there and staying here. And you can continue to stay here or roll that knee away, coming onto the outer edge of the right foot, maybe walking the arms onto the mat and resting here. Again, if you like, you can tuck the back toes under for a couple of breaths, taking the knee off the mat. And then we're going to place that back knee on the mat. Bring the right foot back onto the mat. Bring your left forearm parallel to the short edge, so your shoulders over the elbow. Stretch forwards with the right arm and lift into the air. And then we're going to take the back foot up, reach back, maybe grab the foot or reach towards it, and twist the body to look over your right shoulder. And carefully release, come back. Bring your foot back to the centre, where it was anyway, and bring the fingers in line with the toes, tuck the back toes under, and start pulling the hips back, straightening the right leg. Sometimes it helps to give the toes a bit of a wiggle, just to loosen, release any tension. And then we're going to walk the hands back and either keep the toes tucked under or release, coming onto the top of the foot, bringing the hips all the way down. Inhale and lift, and as you exhale, walk the hands forwards, going as deep as feels comfortable. Stretch for the leg there, and then walk the hands forwards. Place the whole of the back foot on the mat now. Now it's going to be like more of a 10 o'clock position with the back foot, pressing to both feet, front leg bent, coming all the way into warrior, pulling the arms back and opening here. Again, make that connection with the outer edge of that left foot, pressing firmly into the whole of the foot there. Interlock the fingers behind the back, and inhale to open, pull the arms away from the body, and as we exhale, come forwards, maybe just placing the body on that thigh, taking the arms over the head, and if you want to go further, bring the body inside the leg and start working the nose towards the floor. Again, keep that foot connected at the back. And carefully push into the feet to come all the way back into your warrior one. Preparing to balance on our right foot this time. So inhale, step forwards with the back foot, lift the knee as high as possible, and hold it here for 3 breaths. And on the next exhalation, we're coming back into warrior 3. Arms can be out to the side, or for more challenging, by your ears, reaching forwards. And bend the standing leg to come back to standing. Come onto your toes. Bring the palms together. And carefully come onto your heels. Place the heels on the floor if possible. If you haven't, sorry, that was completely confusion there. Roll onto your backs and rock from side to side, just letting go. As the knees rock one way, maybe gently turning your head the other way, from side to side, nice and gently. After that quite strong workout that we've just done. Getting our bodies energized and strong for the day ahead, the week ahead. And then we're going to place the feet on the floor, hip width apart. You should be able to feel your heels with your fingertips. Spread the toes, and we're going to make sure the back of the neck is long. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, just sink your lower back towards the mat. And become aware of your spine, from your tailbone all the way up to the back of the neck. And as we inhale, we're going to start taking the arms over the head and letting the hips float up. Backs of the hands touch the floor behind you as the hips reach their maximum height. And as we exhale, start moving the arms and then the spine, bringing the tailbone onto the floor last. Hands by the side of the body. Again, inhale. So you can bring your counting back as you do this. Focus on the breath and the movement. And making sure that those knees point up and don't flop out to the sides. Now if you want to work on strengthening your hamstrings and your core, you can place a cushion, or block's probably not thick enough if you've got something quite wide, in between your thighs, and really press your thighs against the block or the cushion as you reach up and down. And it's definitely more of a workout, a little bit more intense. So we're going to transition from here into our shoulder stand. If you're doing shoulder stand today, otherwise just carry on doing that. You're going to inhale and lift your legs in the air, press into the hands, swing the feet over the head and place the hands on the lower back. And so you can just stay here if you like. Still, our bodies are still waking up, and the shoulder stand is a little trickier to do first thing in the morning. You might find you need a little bit more stretching. But if you like, shuffle the elbows closer, bring the shoulders onto the body, and the hands move further down the back towards your neck. Make sure that there's no restriction on your throat, so take the legs away from you if you feel that kind of pressure on your throat. And breathe. Try not to turn your head in this position. So you feel the weight on your upper arms and shoulders. Pushing the tailbone up towards your heels. That helps to lengthen the spine and make it more comfortable for yourself in this pose. And on the next exhalation, let's take the feet over the head. If the feet touch the floor, you can release the hands off the back and interlock the fingers. If the legs are still floating in the air, just keep the hands on the back, supporting yourself, just to protect your neck. With each exhalation, as you release, you'll find your legs moving closer to the floor. This will take time, but just enjoy the journey. And then separate the hands, press the hands into the mat, either side of the body, and slowly uncurl. So if you can take your time here to give your back a massage as it places itself back on the floor, the hips coming down last. And once the hips are on the floor, keep the legs straight, take a deep breath in, And continue to breathe as you lower your legs to the floor. All the way down. Once you're down, we're going to come into our fish pose to counter pose. So roll your arms under the back of your body, keeping them straight. Press the weight down into your hips, onto the backs of the hands or the wrists. Come onto your forearms and look down at your toes. And then we're going to push forwards through the chest and the solar plexus to come into a back bend, and then lightly touch the back of the head to the floor. The whole of the back is off the floor, pressing the weight down into our hips. The head is not taking any weight, just touching gently. Roll the shoulders back, and another 4 deep breaths. And on the exhalation, lift your head, look down at your toes, and gently release. Bring the head back on the floor, and take your arms out from the side of the body. Interlock the fingers behind your head, and let the head just completely relax in your hands. And then lift your knees, place the feet either side, put the edges of your mat there, and let the knees flop in together. And as you do this, just feel your lower back melting into the mat. Keeping the neck completely relaxed, letting the hands do all the work. Inhale and push your elbows forwards to lift the head off the floor. On the next exhalation, push the right elbow forwards to turn your head to the left. Inhale, come back to the center. And exhale the other way. Inhale to the center. And then place your head back on the floor. Hug the knees into the chest. Lift your head towards your knees. And then place the head back on the floor. Take the arms nice and wide, palms up, level with your shoulders there. Inhale, and exhale, just flop the knees over to the left and turn your head to the right. Just relax here. Relax both shoulders back into the mat. Inhale, squeeze the knees back to the center, and exhale, flop them over the other way. Turn your face towards your left, and again, just close your eyes, relax both shoulders, and relax here. Just release through the legs completely, relax through the hips. Inhalation, bring the knees back to the center. Give yourself one last hug. Maybe grabbing your elbows and squeezing yourself into a tight ball. And release. Take the legs wide, heels by the side of the mat there, and let the thighs just flop away, roll away from each other, toes outwards, shuffle the shoulders under. Back of the neck long, turn the palms up, away from the body. So halfway between the body and the shoulder height. It's always quite a nice distance. And take a deep breath in. And with a big sigh, release every part of your body. And again, inhale. Hold the breath this time. And as you exhale through the mouth, take that breath down into your feet, into your toes. Relax your lower legs, upper legs. Inhale. And with a big sigh, release the knees, hips, and both legs completely. Inhale. And again, exhale into the whole of both arms, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, fingers and thumbs. Relaxing the shoulders back into the mat. Inhale. And exhale with a big sigh. Release the whole of the back, four corners of the back. Feel the whole back melting into your mat. And as you continue to breathe, with each exhalation, feel your body releasing. Feel the front of the body melting into the back of the body. Whole neck relaxing. And use the exhalation to soften all the muscles in your face and head. Your jaw, your forehead, your ears, your whole face. Notice any parts of the body that are still working. Use the exhalation to relax and let go. Bring your focus to your breath. And feel free to count the breath again as we did at the beginning. As you continue to just rest here, the whole body relaxed and completely still, while the mind is relaxed but gently focusing on the breath. Anytime it starts to wander, just bring it gently back to the breath. And don't worry if there's thoughts constantly popping in. That's completely normal. Just bring your focus back to the counting perhaps. Or just watch the breath from the moment you inhale all the way to the end of the exhalation. Enjoying the stillness at the top and bottom of each breath. And you can continue to stay here relaxing for as long as you like. You can just press mute so you don't have to hear my voice. Otherwise, start moving your fingers and toes and gently turning your head from side to side. Nice and slowly bend the knees into the chest. And just roll over onto your favourite side. Make a pillow for your face with your hands and just rest here for another couple of breaths. Press into your top hand. Lift yourself back into the sitting position. Crossing your legs and palms turned up. And if you like, you can join me in a big Om together. Inhale.